Hello everybody and welcome to Higurashi When They Cry GOU episode 12, the halfway point anime review. So, breaking tradition, we do not end the arc on the fourth episode of the arc. We're continuing, which is scary. I'm really not confused. I'm wondering if we're gonna get like a long arc here. Also, thanks for the people that corrected my misunderstanding confusion I had last week about the previous original arcs in the original. I confused two arcs, it turns out, but hey, it happens. But no, this one, it looks like they might get it right in this arc, but then we got so many more episodes. What's going on? I have no idea at this point, and that is an exciting thing. Also, this episode we met a character I both despise and love at the same time, which is, we might have seen her before, but she showed up proper this time, which is always a fun old time. But anyway, let's jump into the episode and see how everything went down and do this thing. So we open the episode on this shrine that's just been wrecked. Apparently Teppei did it because he's a bit, I mean, let's be honest, he's just an arsehole. I think it was like, I don't know, was it like his wife's shrine maybe that he kicked over because he's an arsehole, as I mentioned previously? Or was it just some random shrine that he kicked over because he's an arsehole? Who can say? More importantly, Keiichi and friends have gathered a lot of people. There's waitresses from the What's It place, there's the baseball team, there's loads of people essentially gathered. Takano and Tomitake are there, and what's his name? Irie's there as well. Everyone's there showing up. Now, very quickly, I am going to say I'm about to spoil the original. I will put my hand up when spoilers are done, like this. So if you don't want to hear the spoilers to the original, hit mute like now. Okay. So yeah, we also had Rika glaring pretty hard at Takano, because obviously Rika knows, as we do, if you're watching this part, you should know Takano's the baddie. So yeah, so Rika glaring at her like that, nice touch. Okay, spoilers over. All right, we're back. After that, they're allowed to go in, but only 3 people, because all the big meeting rooms are being used, which I don't believe for a second. I just don't think they wanted to go to the trouble of getting all those people in, so they meet with the chief of the place. We don't actually see the meeting. Basically, it was pretty much a repeat of yesterday. They get the, yeah, we're looking into it, we promise, Keiichi and that are like, okay, we'll keep this up tomorrow as well, and everything. But time to disperse for today, though, as you do. However, there's a festival planning meeting tonight that Mion and Irie, Irie remembered, but Mion was like, oh yeah, I need to go to that. And then she's like, do you guys all want to come as well? Like, why are they invited to the meeting? To me, it doesn't seem like they have any place being at a meeting. Maybe Rika, because she's, technically the head of the Furudes, but, not technically she is, but you know what I mean. She's little, is my point. Kind of weird that, the others are all allowed to go. Like, if there was a staff meeting, you wouldn't let some random other person join into your staff meeting. Is it the same sort of thing? I'm choosing to believe that it is. The whole group goes to the meeting, all of Keiichi and friends, which is Keiichi, Mion, Shion, Rika, and Reina. Did I get them all? I think I got them all in one go. That's pretty impressive. They all go to the meeting, do their introductions. Keiichi gets glared at a little bit by the mayor, which is like, okay, maybe it wasn't a glare, maybe it was more of like, oh yeah, I know you. A concerned look, perhaps. Mion takes Keiichi outside, where Chie-sensei is waiting, and basically tell him, let's not go to the CWS tomorrow, because it turns out Chie-sensei came to the school when she wasn't really supposed to, because the government or whatever didn't want to give them a school, the education board. But she did it anyway to help out the kids and all that. And she's kind of worried she might get removed if they cause trouble, and that would, in turn affect all the kids, them not being able to get into education. Pretty reasonable fear, okay. Keiichi is like, I get it, I understand. And then asks, hey, why do the older people still hate the Hojos, so I can have a conversation with that person and make it so that everyone's in on this and everything. Mion then pretty much explains that, hey, nobody actually hates the Hojos anymore, or specifically Satoko, because she didn't do nothing. But nobody said that they don't hate them, so they're worried about pissing off powerful people because they think they do still hate the Hojos. And likewise, the powerful people are worried about saying that they don't hate them anymore because they think then they'll lose support of people that do have the Hojos. So basically no one hates them, but they think everyone else does, so they go along with it because you know, that's what everyone's doing, and they don't want to stick out from the crowd, so to speak. But in reality, nobody actually hates them. So it's a big old kerfuffle. Keiichi says, okay, let's go sort this out. Let's rip up the old tatami, as he says. I've heard that stuff smells. Like, I don't know if that's true. Maybe it wasn't smell. Maybe that's something else I'm thinking of. When it gets old, obviously, not when it's, you know, brand new. It's probably nice when it's brand new. Chie-sensei looks a bit perturbed by what they're going to do, but then eventually it's like, fine, I can't stop you. At some point, the others all came to join as well. Rika said something about squashing fate, as she has done a lot in this, you know, little stretch. If you hadn't seen the original, you're probably going to be a bit, not confused, but like, why does she keep on about that, using those words so specifically? It's related to the original. There, I filled it in for you. It seems like we might be getting to the point where it's like, you know, we're straying out of remake to, yeah, you should probably have seen the original by now territory. But hey, some will argue we've been in that from the beginning. They return to the meeting, and when they get back, Keiichi just straight out says, hey, let's talk about Satoko here. We need to sort out this whole Satoko incident and everything. He says, this damn war you keep using an excuse, it's irrelevant to me wanting to help Satoko. Turns out, this council's in the government's pockets because they get funds from the government. So they don't want to piss them off, you know, by, you know, wanting to save a child. God, how dare they? Keiichi taunts them a bit throughout this. Reina as well. Keiichi and Reina were being sassy AF during this whole situation. There's this thing on the wall that reflects their situation, basically how the government, you know, kept them down with the dam and everything, and now the council is doing that to Team Keiichi, and that's not okay. Then Keiichi not flip-flops, but he turns it a little bit. He's like, I have the utmost respect for, you know, for fighting for your beliefs back then in the damn thing, and the unity, Hinami Mizawa spirit, I love all that stuff. But so now I want to come together like that to save Satoko, which is a good thing. Some people have actually started being, you know, brought to his side. I'd say about 60-70% of them were like, yeah, Keiichi's got a good point. I'm on board with this. However, it's not really good enough. They need them to say publicly that they support him, so then the child services or whatever has to take notice. You know, it's not just, a few kids or whatever. It's, okay, the council is on board with this now. We have to pay more attention. He says that, hey, nobody's going to care if you're supporting a Hojo. And they're like, no, one person would. It's Mion's gran, who, you know, obviously they think really hates the Hojos, but as we've already established, she's also just doesn't want to piss people off by saying that she doesn't hate the Hojos. How many times can I say hate the Hojos and don't hate the Hojos? A lot, it turns out. I thought they might like wait a day to go to ask her, but they go straight away in the middle of the night to the Sonozaki house to ask Gran, hey, you know, you wanna help a brother out, basically. She's less than cooperative. She's brilliant, the Gran. She's like the most obnoxious person, but she's so funny, you know, like the way she talks and everything. She's so funny, but like if I knew her in real life, God, I wouldn't be able to stand her. Like, genuinely, she's brilliant and awful at the same time. Keiichi and them and his friends, he's got all them there, say, hey, we need your approval for the council, and then they'll support us, basically. And then he's like, and she's like, what if I say no? And he's like, well, so you've chosen death, basically. I will smash your head in, so then Mion can become the family head, and then Mion will support me. And it's like, that's a bold negotiation strategy there, Keiichi. It's not terrible, I mean, but it's bold. We'll go with bold. It's a good word for it. Didn't even mention Oishi was at the meeting, was like, not bad, kid, as well. He was there too. Should have mentioned that earlier, but I'll mention it now. She doesn't take being threatened to have her head smashed open very well. She's like, stab the boy. They do not stab the boy, just going to clarify. Now after that though, he starts being all respectful, like, I will bow my head and ask you politely. I'm like, you just threatened to smash her head open, Keiichi. You're getting your diddles in a muddle here. Gran says, hey, she doesn't really care about Satoko after all that. And Keiichi is like, what was that? You're my enemy then. I will strangle you. And it's like, Keiichi, you threatened her in two different ways. Why do you think she's going to agree with you? And then it turns out she needs her meds. So Mama Sonozaki is like, guys, get out of here for now. We're going to give her her meds. And then she was like, you need to learn when to quit, kid, or when to take a break, or something like that. I can't remember exact words. But basically, she was saying, piss off, let me get Gran her meds, which is important. Once they're outside, trying to figure out their next plan. Mama Sonozaki comes out. Turns out Gran said, yeah, sure, they can do it. I guess she was just putting up a front for them. When they were gone, she was like, yeah, fine, whatever. So, hooray, they achieved their goal, basically. Mama Sonozaki then does flirt with Keiichi a bit and then tells the twins, basically, hey, do better. Like, she also, like, thought that Satoko was with Keiichi, and then Keiichi was getting nervous because those FBI sirens were getting pretty loud. And then, yeah, she tells the twins, do better and get Keiichi, and they're like, wait a minute, Mum. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. Keiichi got a harem. That's how we're rolling right now. Rika, after they'd have their, like, celebratory walk-away talk, you know how it is. Rika tells Keiichi, yeah, we've got everything we can to save Satoko now and everything. And then he was like, yeah, don't use the word fate. And she's like, I know. It's a really confusing series. I'm only on, like, part 1 or whatever. No, that's not what she actually says. She says, I won't use the word fate. You taught me that we could tear through it like butter. I think it was actually paper, but butter sounds better. And then Keiichi's like, I said that? When did I say that? And she's like, it's a secret, Nipa. I'm not going to try and do it properly because, first off, I got a bit of a sore throat, so I can't really Nipa. Nipa. That's about as good as you're going to get. And so, yeah, that's where we end. I'm starting to think we're getting definitely into sequel territory. I mean, I'm not going to go through the whole argument again, but the whole, yeah, you should probably know things, because I don't want to say they're speed running through the series, but this arc was basically like the question and answer arc sort of put together, kind of, a little bit. You know what I'm trying to say, which is, you know, fine, but it's not a replacement for the original. It is an addition in my head. We'll have to see where we go from here. It's looking forward. Presumably they might save Satoko next week, but then, assuming we still are going on a good ending route, you know, we're going to get straight to the you know, finding the killer and that. You know, we haven't had the festival yet, so, you know, we got that. That's generally where stuff starts to go a bit wrong. So maybe we're still on a bad ending route. Who knows? I do certainly not, because no one can tell where this is going, because it's all over the place, which is both the best and worst thing about it. I'm enjoying it though, so there's that. But for right now, what is my favourite part of this week's episode? Let us have a look. So my favourite part is just how ballsy and sassy Keiichi was throughout the whole episode. Like, especially to Gran. Like, he was like, I will kill you if you don't do what I ask. And she was like, you know what, kid, I respect that. That's kind of how it, if you know, zoom out, that's sort of how it went down. Not exactly, but I'm sure it's funnier to believe that, okay? And yeah, and then at the meeting too, where he was just taunting all the old people, it's like, Keiichi. Like, one was like, oh, youngsters these days, and he's like, no, shut up, old man. And it's like, oh, Keiichi, with all the sass. It was kind of funny. And then, like, the next one, he'd be like, I'm super respectful now. And it's like, Keiichi, how is this working? Are you got, what's the thing where you got split personalities? Is that you, Keiichi? No, you just, I mean, it worked. I was going to say he's not a very good negotiator, but everything worked out. So I guess things went good for Keiichi and friends. But that was this week's episode. I'm looking forward to seeing where we go. I do wonder if this arc's going to be much longer, or if it's just going to be like an extra episode or two. We'll have to see. I don't know. Satoko, hope she's doing all right. God, imagine if they're too late. That would be a real gut punch. I'm going to be honest. Like, oh, okay. I thought we were on, because now they've convinced me we're on a good end route. So now we better be. But this is the halfway point of the series. So I think from here out is where things are going to start getting really quite different. Maybe, who knows? I don't know, but in my head I'm thinking we might be going somewhere different, and that's an exciting thought. Who knows what that could be? I do not. But for right now, thank you everybody for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing and stuff for more reviews. That would help me out a lot. Comment what you think's going to happen, because I genuinely don't know. Generally don't know. Are we a good ending? Are we bad ending? Who knows? But for right now, I will see you next week. So take care and bye, guys.